Oh, I got it.
You look so confused.
Oh my God. It kept like taking off the like video, yeah, just, I don't know. I'm here. Way confused. It's my first time using Zoom, so forgive me.
No, you're fine. Welcome to my everyday world. Oh, I love your hair.
Thanks. It's so long.
I know.
Really, really long, actually, now that I look at it.
Yeah. I like how the bottoms are lighter than the top. Who's doing your hair now?
Nobody. Well, I mean, Amela does my hair, like cuts it, but like color-wise, I don't do anything anymore. Like this is from my leftover ombre. Remember my hair was like all blonde?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
That's what that is. You just kind of let it grow out. Interesting. Yeah. That's cute though.
Thanks. I try.
I would like to think we all try, but you know.
Right? Good Lord.
Yes. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you in a year.
2 years. Seriously, it's probably been about 2 years.
Probably.
Prior to that, I don't know when's the last time we did see each other.
I came to your house.
Was that really that long?
Yeah. Well, like it wasn't for like when you moved in. It was like later. I came over and it was just two of us and we hung out. But
I feel like I remember that. I don't know how long ago that was.
I mean, it probably was 2 years. Maybe it's gonna be 2 years over the summer or something.
Well, we got the house 3 years ago this March, so probably creeping for 3 years. So 2.5.
Let's see. It was right before I started working for the school district. So I think you'll be.
Oh, yeah, I think I do remember that.
I think you'll be like 2 years this summer then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a year.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Well, I mean, COVID. Sorry.
Right. I know.
Like,
to my life. I haven't seen anybody either. Well, I mean, like I've seen people, but it's like not as much. Like, you know, I don't know. Like I'm not really going anywhere doing anything. I'm mostly at home. That's where you're gonna catch me if you want to see me. But
you, at least you like get out and go to work. I work from home. I go to school from home. Yeah. You know, when I leave the house to go to the doctor.
Getting your outing of like going grocery shopping or something. So
when I need to like go to Target or something, I make a huge ass list, spend like $500, and then I'm good for like 3-4 months, and I don't need to.
That's what we do too. We go to Sam's Club because like you just get a whole bunch of stuff, and that's what we'll do. Besides like your veggies and fruit, like I kind of have to go like every week for that, but toilet paper, water, all that stuff, like we stock up. Yeah. I'm not going to the store 1,000 times.
I know.
Not like before. Do you know I used to go grocery shopping every single day?
No, you didn't.
Every single day I used to go grocery shopping.
Well, maybe
get us meat or like, you know, veggies and fruit, whatever we wanted that day. Just because like sometimes we have a like tendency to like not eat our veggies and fruits and like it just gets bad and I don't like wasting food. I don't like throwing stuff away. So I'm like, okay, I just need to go every single day, like after work. You know, whatever I have from leftover from the other night, I try and make up another meal out of that. So that way I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm just not going through so much food.
Yeah, you're not like throwing out food and wasting and stuff. Yeah.
That's
hear ya. Oh my gosh. For some reason, COVID has like, we've always like had pizza nights. Fridays are like our pizza nights. And then we've always like loved French fries and stuff. But like for some reason this past year we eat French fries, onion rings, cheese curds like at least once a week. We are like, we'll just all be there and we're like, oh, what should we eat? And then we're like, oh yeah, let's just like throw all these things in.
Yeah, dude, I gained maybe, which I don't mind also, maybe like 10 or 12 pounds.
Well, you don't look like it.
Overweight. I know, dude. Everybody keeps saying that, but I noticed it like on my clothes because it's like snug. So I'm like, all right, this is a little too tight.
Yeah, but you've always been a skinny bitch, so it's okay.
Right. You know, I probably needed it. So
you did. You needed some meat on all of it.
Oh, spot on.
You needed it. I don't know. I don't think like I haven't really gained anything, but I haven't lost anything either.
Yeah, so you just maintained your weight. Yeah.
But I did start working out again, so that feels good. Well, like I joined the gym like right before COVID, you know, I went in, like I paid a membership. I did like so much research to find out like what gym I should join. And then I went every day for a month, and then COVID happened. And I was like, I mean, I don't want to pay for another month if I don't know what's going to happen. And then it closed.
Which is good that you didn't, because they ended up closing half the time anyway. So
yeah. And then like now it is open, but like I don't ever see anybody wearing a mask, and I just don't feel safe like going in and like sweating and breathing on everyone and then breathing on me.
Plus like everybody's touching everything, so that's also another thing too.
And there's no way they can sanitize all that stuff between people.
There's no way.
Like
even with us, like in between patients and stuff, like, oh my God, I can't even tell you how tired I am of cleaning. Like, I think the furniture or whatever, the stuff, that equipment that we have is probably tired of it too. Like, it's worn down. It's no longer like navy blue. Mm-hmm. Like, you can tell where people sit the most and where we like rub the most. So yeah, even our stuff is getting a beating. So I'm like, geez.
I know.
Catch a break.
I developed like 2 infections from over washing my hands and using hand sanitizer.
Yep.
And from wearing socks, because like I've been at home and like it was winter, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wear socks. And I had an infection, went to the dermatologist, and she's like, don't wear socks.
Yeah. Like just from like the materials that you wear constantly, and like pretty much, and plus it's dry outside, like there's so many reasons. Yeah,
I know. And like I've had to go through like 2 different creams, because like one of them was working for my fingers, but then I needed a different one for my feet, and it was like so gross. I thought I was gonna like lose my toes. Not even gonna lie. Like I was like, are you gonna have to cut my toes off, because like what the heck is this?
How bad they are. I can definitely relate. I've seen some crazy stuff in derm, like pretty intense. Yeah, like you're like, you know, jaw dropping, eyes about to fall out kind of deal. Like you're like, is this real? Sometimes even conditions can look completely different. It could be the same condition, but it has like multiple different looks. And obviously derm is never boring. It's always a surprise every single day that you come into work. So it's like, this is the same condition. They're like, but this is not what I've seen. They're like, there's multiple different looks for a condition.
Yeah.
So yeah,
for sure. And I bet it's so much like, it's things that like, there's things you think you know you're gonna see, and then there's things you'd never think you'd see, and then you're just like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. At least it's not boring.
No, it's definitely not. Never.
Okay, so I think that you have a very interesting like career background, so I want you to share more about that with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, first of all, you were my hairstylist for like forever. So, I mean, why'd you stop doing hair?
Pretty much just because of time. Like family's way more important to me. I mean, I love my career, but ultimately going through things in life, I'm like, what is the most important thing for me? And for me, growing up with my family, not being able to be around me all the time, working weekends, working holidays, working pretty much when everybody's supposed to be off, really was like, do I really want to do this? Do I love it that much over like hopefully soon when we have kids and things like that, even just me and Mohammed in general, like I still want to be with my significant other. Like I want to do things. So pretty much just my time. That's why I kind of stepped away. But I got lucky with the derm where I still see hair, skin, and nails and kind of get that dose that I miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much why I guess I kind of quit. Like doing hair was my time, my Saturdays and my Sundays and holidays.
Your weekends. No, I get it. Do you miss it though?
I do. Like when people ask me to do like a haircut, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so down. Like, and then like, let me just whip your hair around real quick with the blow dryer and curl it and style it. Just do something extra besides just a haircut. Even though you're pretty much paying me for just the haircut, I still go out of my way to do that for someone just because it like, fills my cup of coffee, like,
Yes,
yeah.
fills your cup. I love that.
Yeah, fills my cup. Yeah.
I like that. I like that term though. You want to do things that fill your cup, but
Yeah.
I think if you were doing it full time, it would probably spill your cup too.
Yeah.
So
That's spot
just
on.
finding that middle. So are you still like licensed? Have you been keeping up to date with that?
Oh yeah, I spent way too much money on student loans to let that go.
Yes. Well, that's good. Do you think
Yeah.
maybe when you're like 50, you'll go back to it?
Honestly, just depends on where life takes me. Like,
isn't that the answer? I mean, I keep like, I'm, in grad school and I'm going through like, I'm trying to get like a job and internships and all these things. And everybody's like, well, where do you see yourself? And I'm like, dude, heck, where life takes me. Like, I stopped trying to figure that out forever ago because it doesn't happen how you want it to.
It's way too stressful. Like, and when things don't end up going your way, you feel like you have failed almost in a way, like you aren't supposed to be here, but in reality, that's exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. And and when you share it with people and then you're not, at that place, they're like, well, how come you're not there? And you're like, it's not like I'm not trying. Like,
yeah. Right. That's another thing is like people telling you, well, you said this, and that. That's why I feel like I kind of refrain from telling people too much stuff because like, I don't even know, like, what if I change my mind? Like, what if I'm 50 and my kids already have grandkids? And I think that's way more important to me,
Exactly. Yeah.
So
for sure. No, I agree. Like I used to be so like, I'm going to go here and I'm going to do this and like this. And people would like literally use it to throw it in my face. Like I wasn't still being successful doing it differently. Right. And it's like, I didn't plan for the things that happened. I didn't plan to get sick. I didn't plan for Janice to get a freaking brain tumor. Like if I was going to plan that, I would have given it to myself, not to him. Like,
right, exactly.
So no, I didn't plan it that way. Like, but it's still working out. Like I'm not disappointed with how it's happened. So when you went back to school, what for medical assistant, right?
Yeah, medical assistant. Yeah.
Like what made you make that choice? Why medical assistant, like not nursing or?
Just because my best friend, she's a certified medical assistant, and I was asking her, I was like tired of trying to figure out where I would kind of fit in because I still wanted like hair to kind of be included because that was such a big change for me. That's been a part of my whole life. Like both my parents are barber stylists. Like that's my whole life.
That's all you've ever wanted to do.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. Even since I was a little kid, like I cut down all my Barbie's hair. I thought I was a hairdresser, had nail polish, every color that you could possibly ever imagine. A full box.
But your Barbies were messed up.
That was ridiculous. The amount of Barbies that I had. Dude, 5 black garbage bags were thrown in the dumpster. 5.
I mean, you had amazing quality Barbies because they were all from that store at the mall.
You know how sad I am now that they're all like chopped up and in the trash. And I'm like, that Barbie costs $100.
Yeah.
Definitely could have still had that because they were like good quality. They like could bend their knees, like their elbows. And they were the good Barbies that I had,
I know. I have mine downstairs and like comparing mine to the ones that like I've gotten Aya over the years.
In stores now,
not the same. Like mine had like, their hands could like, they came with a stroller and like they could like literally walk themselves and all these crazy things. And like they could sit properly.
Yeah, like me and me definitely had like, because I remember we would get like matching things too. So I'm pretty sure you got some matching Barbies.
Yes. Well, I know for sure we had that one in like the fairy one where you pull her and she like spins.
I remember that one.
Yeah. But
that was a good one. That's a really good one.
I liked that one.
Me too.
That was cool. They don't do that anymore though. And they still cost like $30-$50.
Yeah.
And it's
that one I would pay $200 for that one easy. Like, you want to sell that? I'll take it.
Well, it's downstairs for future grandkids in this house. I just don't know when that will happen.
That's kind of why I wanted to save, or I kind of wish I had saved mine, because I'm like, what if I ever have a daughter?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's such a cool gift, like, oh, you got the original Barbie. It's not the store-bought one. This is the original.
Like, she would have had better Barbies than anyone else on the block.
Yeah.
Like, she got together with her friends and he's like, where the heck did you get those? And she's like, my mama.
In 2000s, okay? 1999, 1998.
That is crazy. Like, shouldn't they be better now than they were back then?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
But they're not. I wonder if, like, you went to, like, the actual Barbie store in California, if they would be, like, the
Well, I guess I wonder. I never really even thought about that, I guess.
I guess
I guess when I go to California, I'll have to go visit the Barbie store.
Yes, please do. Please fulfill my dream. Fulfill my dream of going into the Barbie store.
I definitely would.
Like, back home, there was like an all Barbie store. Like, everything in it was like the Barbie brand, and just like, and I mean, like, I always wanted to go in it, but we never could because it was really expensive, obviously.
Yeah.
So before we came here, that was like my parents' gift to me. They took me into the store and I got to pick one thing. And of course, me being me, I picked a journal.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have it though. I picked, like, they're like, you don't want a Barbie? I'm like, no, I just want this journal. Like, I don't even know, but there it is. And it has the cutest Barbie
on the books and writing.
Yes. I was like, it was just obviously a sign. Barbie was telling me that my future was.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy how you almost kind of know as a kid, like, where you're going to end up? Like, it's almost like you're telling yourself your own future. Because you know your interests as a kid, it's just if you're going to follow through with them or not.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me. Barbies, hair, nails. Still the same.
Yes.
Clothes, everything. It really is. That's you as a kid. You just don't fully understand it until you're growing. You're like, oh, I did that as a kid. Makes sense now.
I know, you don't think about it at all. You're just like, you're being yourself. And I kind of miss that as a kid, because I feel like as a kid, you really get to be yourself.
Yeah, you do.
And then you grow up.
Hopefully your parents let you, at least, like how ours did. I feel like they were just like, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Well, just don't custom.
Right.
But like, as an adult, you have to fit in all these different boxes,
Yeah. Like your professionalism at your job, and I mean, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So
for sure. It's
quite true.
Adulting has benefits.
There is.
But definitely. So, okay, you got your MA, and then you worked for a like an ear doctor, right? An ENT?
No, I actually worked for allergy doctor.
Allergy, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, allergy and immunology. That's actually where my best friend worked, and she ended up moving to a different city, and she's like, do you just want my position? I'm like, well, sure, if I get the job,
That's crazy.
Ended up hiring me just because, she was a great worker. She definitely left herself a good rep, so why wouldn't the best friend be the same way?
Right.
So ended up getting the job. Unfortunately, he decided to retire after a year, working there. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm back to square one, sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, good Lord. I was just telling your battery's low.
Oh man.
I got scared too. I'm like, what'd I do?
I love it.
Oh, never a dull moment.
No.
But anyway, she pretty much got me that job. I ended up, having to go back from square one. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I really liked the boss. I had my weekends and everything. And you don't always get that in healthcare,
That's true, yeah.
Sometimes we do work weekends and crazy hours that obviously not that very many people want to work. Everybody wants, a job where they have free time.
Yeah.
So I ended up working in cardiology. Oh God, that was such a mess. I was miserable for like the last 3-4 months. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm so done. I was like, I was miserable before, with also, low income with hairdressers. Like, why was I being paid $725, but I'm like $20,000 in debt? That's ridiculous. I'm paid the same as someone that works at McDonald's.
Yeah.
What was the point? Yeah, you might hit commission, keyword. There's never a guarantee. I also like a little bit of that too. Like, I want to know how much I'm going to get and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, that's, I guess, another reason why, I kind of steered away from hairdressing. But anyways, like I said, 4 months. And then I was like, I'm just going to try and get a job somewhere else. And I applied in dermatology and winged it. I wasn't even certified yet. Gosh. And I was like, okay, maybe they won't even hire me because I'm not certified. I was lucky enough to get the interview.
Well, that's good.
And I told them, I was like, well, I'm not certified. I'm glad I meet up all to your guys' expectations, but I'm like, I'm not certified, so I don't know how big of a deal that is for you. And they're like, we'll still hire you, just get certified.
That's
and
awesome.
Sure enough, I think like a month or two working into there, something like that. Yeah, I ended up getting certified. So I got way lucky. Really, really lucky because I passed my test. Because you don't know. You need to pass, and I don't know if they are going to let you go or, if you're not certified, like it's a big deal. Like they're a small business, you know what I mean? I understand them on their end too. They need someone there that can do the job, especially considering how busy dermatology is.
Oh my gosh. So certified in what? Because you were already a certified medical assistant. What did you need to get certified in?
No, I was actually a medical assistant. So you can be a medical assistant.
Oh, okay.
You want to be nationally certified. So the real full name is National Certified Medical Assistant.
Oh, okay. I got you. So you became a certified MA.
Yeah. So I mean, certification indicates that you know the material, basically know your job. I mean, you probably do as a medical assistant, of course, once you work somewhere, you learn. It's just that certification kind of looks a lot better, of course,
right?
So.
And then you can take that anywhere with you, right? Because you said national certified.
National certified, yeah. So that's another good thing too. So I don't really have to worry about that kind of stuff. I'm, pretty much good to go.
Yeah. So is that another one of those things you have to keep up on?
Every year. And the testing is honestly not that hard. It's actually really, for me, a little nerdy, but I love reading about health in general and, about law. And it's pretty much a list of things and you just pick out what you want. You need 14 credits, I believe. And you just pick articles that you think are going to be interesting and take a test on it. And it's not that hard. It's like reading out of a textbook and taking a test. If you read the material, you're going to know the information, on the test. So.
Right.
But pretty easy. And it's every year. So it's not bad. Versus hairdressing, it's every 2, which is a little nicer, but there's only so much you can change with hair,
Yeah. I was going to say, I bet a lot more changes medically than it would.
Oh, every single month there's something different, we went from charting a certain way to now we're charting a different way, just based on what patients need, patients want, multiple different things. So, yeah.
So charting a different weight. I think weight charting is kind of weird because, if you're like this height and this age, you have you're supposed to be here, but you're here. So do you think the new way you're doing it, is it better or worse?
No, just different ways of charting in general, charting, basically I'm a scribe is what I do. So doctor, gives patient information. I'm the one that puts in the information of what the provider says and then what the patient says.
Okay.
So there's multiple different ways of doing that. But I think that's pretty much standard, anywhere there's always going to be something different about it. There's always updates, kind of like on your phone, you always update your iPhone. There's a new feature. That's what it's like for us. And it's just having to learn basically how to use that new feature.
Yeah. Well, I bet it's also easier when you're doing it every day.
Yeah, it is.
You're using it.
Yeah, but it's a small tweak here and there.
Mhm.
And then, like I said, when you go in to do your, certification, like, redo it, there's new information that might not apply to you because I work in dermatology, for
Right.
instance, and I read about cardiology. I'm like, oh, so they changed their rules on this, and
Mhm.
allergy, the same thing. So it just really depends on what you're basically what you're reading on, for your tests and stuff. So,
your
but
time.
there's different things for not just us, but I mean for all over healthcare.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad that you're in a place where you're happy. That's good.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
I know
me
you, so I
too.
know that you're in a place where you're happy and you're passionate about it. But I've been in a job that's made me miserable, and it's literally one of the worst feelings. And it's kind of it's like almost a mind fuck, because a part of you's like, is it me? Is it the job? You know what I mean? Like, is it the supervisor?
You question everything. You question things. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm glad that you got out of it. Like, that's,
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
it's not healthy to stay somewhere like that where you just don't feel comfortable.
You don't fit in. And there's a lot of toxic people too, and that can really, I guess, make you want to change path. Because if I'm going to work with you 8 hours out of day, see you more than my significant other, we better get along. I don't think people understand the concept of it. Oh, it's just a job and you work there and then you leave. Yeah, and I leave and I go home for 4 hours and do all the things that I want, go back to bed, and then spend 8 hours with you.
Yeah.
We better get along.
Well, and
so
that, but like,
and I'll part my way,
Yeah, for sure. But sometimes you take that with you. You take that home, whatever.
Right, you do that. Oh, absolutely.
Up, and then you're going to get home and you're going to flip out on Muhammad, even though he didn't do anything, because you didn't flip out at the bitch at work that really pissed you off.
Yeah, and they'll put you in a bad mood. And I don't want that kind of toxic vibe around me. Like, life is so short.
Oh my God.
I don't have time for someone to get in my way for me to do what I want to do, because they're trying to do the exact same thing in life too, hopefully. I guess I could say, I can't speak for everybody, but you would think that, a person would want something like that to be happy in life. Yeah. And hopefully know what they need to do to get to that. We don't know always, but I mean, that's where you quit a job, you get a new one, you try, you step out of the comfort zone, you risk things. That's where you kind of know. You don't know unless you do it. That's ultimately it.
Yeah. And I read this quote and it was like, if you're getting too comfortable, then it's time to move on. And I really like that. Like, it's nice to be comfortable at a job, but I think there's also like that too comfort, like where it's almost boring. And if you're going and it's boring, whether it's maybe just moving up a position in the same place or finding something different, it's still like, it's time for a change. And I don't think that's a bad thing to want to grow yourself. Do you think you think you'll become a PA? I could totally see you as a PA.
Oh God, everybody asks me that. I don't know. People always ask me, are you going to go further into school? And it's always patients that'll ask me. And I'm like, we just met for like 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm like, good Lord. I'm like,
see it.
I'm like, do you guys see something that I don't see? Which is another thing too. It's like, it's awesome when people see something in you. It's sad sometimes when you don't see it in yourself too. But working in dermatology, I definitely felt like, why didn't I go to school to be a dermatologist? Sitting there thinking about it, realizing how much I love my job and how passionate I am about it. And like how, I struggle with acne. So I'm like, I get to help these patients with that, and give them the knowledge. And, I'm so nerdy about that stuff, like if I love something, I'm going to give you every single detail that I know to educate you to better your life, So I'd love to, but it always goes back to I got to go back to school, which I'm really not fond of, to be honest. I'm really not that good, but I'm really good at working. Yeah. I'm more of a hands-on person versus books and having to do all these tests and stuff. I don't mind it once in a while when it becomes like every single day of your life. I feel like I said, it's kind of taking away from the things that I want to do and that I enjoy, but if I could go back in time and with all the information that I have now and that I know, probably what I went to school to be a dermatologist. I was 16 when I graduated. I would have been extremely young still and probably been a dermatologist now.
Yeah.
If I had known how basically life was going to go and that I was going to be, I'm not going to be cocky, but I'm pretty good at my job. I feel like I obtain the information that I need to educate someone properly. So yeah, I'd love to, but like I said, it goes back to time.
Yeah.
I really enjoy a lot of other things in life too, where I'm like, I think I just might get sucked back into it.
Yeah. And then, if you guys are going to start a family soon, school might be a lot on top of that.
That's a lot of stress too. And I don't do good with too much on my plate.
Yeah.
It really takes a toll on me. Like I lose way too much weight. I don't eat enough, I'm completely zoned out because I have so much in my mind. And I'm like, that's not what I want. I still also want to enjoy my youth as well.
Yeah, so. You do. You want to live in that happy medium. So no, I definitely, wouldn't it be great though, if there was some kind of program where like you could still continue working, but at the same time, like gain that education. You know what I mean though? Like instead of going to school, you could somehow get like through work. I wish that would be possible.
Because you're also paying your bills, you're, still getting some kind of income, but you're also getting the education that you need to better yourself in your job. So I agree with you on that. I know if you're a pharmacy tech, you can do that too, or not pharmacy tech. I think it is pharmacy tech, where you can work the job for I think it's a year, obtain all that information, although medicine is really hard.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of things to memorize. But if you memorize all that stuff on the job and you take your test, you get your certification.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's pretty awesome. Same thing, I guess, kind of like with hairdressing. The only unfortunate part is you just live off tips. I worked the job, I learned it. You really learn on the job. That's how you become a hairdresser, is practicing on people and giving them bad haircuts.
But you've also watched your parents do hair for so long. You knew so much before you were even doing it.
That's true. So it's like you already have the knowledge. It's just having to go through school to get that certification to prove, hey, I've done everything that I need to do to basically show you that I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, even though you probably came into school knowing way more than the people around you.
Yeah.
You could have probably skipped a semester or something.
Yeah, that's also why I graduated 11 months into hairdressing in Florida.
Yeah.
Because I had so much knowledge. I continued to come in all the time because, you love your job. It's not that hard to come in if you love it.
Right.
And I ended up getting way more hours, and I ended up graduating a whole month early, because I got my credits, I got my hours, I came in on weekends. I would stay past 5 sometimes. Every state is obviously different, but I got done, because I was like, I know what I want and I'm going to do it. I'm going to go after it.
You put in the work.
I sure did. Put in the work. Yeah, exactly that.
So, okay. I know that I was not your favorite place.
Oh yeah.
And you've always wanted to be a Chicago girl. Do you still feel that way, or do you think this is where you'd want to raise your family?